Hey and welcome. Today's very quick video is going to be all about how I've adjusted the time, temperature, and pressure to a small extent to get what I believe to be is a fantastic tumbler using a tumbler heat press. So stick around. Okay, so I've got the image cut, and on a side note, I did want to point out, I added the QR code to our website. I believe it takes you directly to the tumbler page of the website, but just something that you could potentially do if you wanted to. Anyway, we're going to take this and we're going to wrap it differently than before. We're going to start with the one in the middle, and then I'm going to set it down. And I think I cut this one a little bit too, so really got to stretch this to make sure it fits. Yeah, that'll work. Now, here's where I'm wrapping it a little different. And it's really cool to wrap this way because I'll show you in a minute why. So I'm wrapping one in the center, and then I'm going to do one down the side, really pulling tight. I'm going to do the other side of that seam, pull real tight, pull real tight. See, I'm real close here. I'll be able to make it, but I'm really close. Okay, and then I'm going to put my bottom one, I'm going to overlap a little bit so I'll be able to tell when I rotate it in the press, I'll be able to tell exactly where it goes. So that now. And a little bit at the top. And I want to pull this extra tight. I have been having a little bit more challenges with getting a great seam on the top. And I'm going to wrap the top with one strip. I was doing two before and I was pulling it crazy tight. I'm pulling it tight, but I'm not pulling it so tight. Now, I don't know if you can see, but see right there? That has the potential for challenges. So I'm going to have to go in there and really make sure that is sealed up against there. I don't know if you can see, but right there. And I'm just going to flatten that down. And if there is a space that I can't get completely flat, I think I got it there. I'll show you. I think that's flat, but I'm going to show you what I would do if I thought there was a little bit left over. I just take a piece of tape and then set it down and pull tight. And that'll pull that tight against the tumbler. Oh, I want to say a very special thank you to Brian Camarata. He's the one that suggested the original time, temperature, and rotation for the tumblers. So Brian, thanks so much. And then we're going to do the same thing with the bottom. I don't know if you notice, I've got some information on the bottom of the tumbler. And in a future video, I'll show you how I did that. And we want to push this up and tight, and then I'm going to go back and look and see if I see any spots. That doesn't look like it. Well, it does. But I'm going to put a little teeny piece of tape right there and just make sure it's pulled tight, and another little piece right there. To me, it's worth adding a piece of tape to make the finished product perfect. I think that's pretty good. So the new way of wrapping, one across to put it together, and then overlap a piece here and a piece here, and then overlap. It's important to overlap the final piece here and here, and this final piece is going to go in the middle so I can determine how to turn it. So now we're going to put it in the press. So here's where I'm doing adjustments. I upped the temperature to 365 degrees. I took a little bit of pressure off, and I'm now doing 4 presses. I'm doing one at 50 seconds, rotating 180 degrees, a second one at 50 seconds, then rotating 90 degrees, do a third press at 20 seconds, rotating 180 degrees, and doing a fourth press for 20 seconds. And I'm finding that that's my sweet spot. We're about ready to rotate this 180 degrees. And I've learned that because it's 4 presses and it's different times, I'm better off having a routine. So my first press, I'll lift this out and I'll flip it 180 degrees and then press again. And the first 2 presses, I'm not touching the heat press. That just reminds me to not worry about opening it early. Okay, and this is my second press at 50 seconds. Then I'm going to pull it. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees so the seam is on the bottom. And I'm going to do 20 seconds. But I'm keeping my hand on this to remind me that this is the time that I stop it when that timer gets to 30. It'll give me 20 seconds. Now I'm going to open it and I'm going to turn it back to where that final seam is 180 degrees north and over the top. I'm going to keep my hand on it to remind me that I've got to open it at when the timer gets to 30 seconds. And that's it. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. Okay, here it is, fresh out. And then what I do is just wrap my fingers around here and then pull that off. Flip it upside down. Do the same with the bottom. Find a little spot that's wanting to pull up. Pull up what I can. It's pretty darn hot. And then I just peel that off. Now here's the beauty of the way I started wrapping it. So now I can take, hopefully I don't trim my nails, I can take this and just pull the edge. This pops up and then that pops up and I've completely unwrapped it. And that is fantastic. I like doing it hot because I think the tape comes off easier. And here is the finished tumbler. Looks great. So I believe these have come out quite well. Here is the finished product. The color is really great. The top and bottom are fantastic, and the seam is wonderful. I also did a Farm Fresh trees. It came out great as well. I'd pay you to find the seam there. Well, I wouldn't pay you, but I don't think you can find the seam. It's really fantastic. Also on this one, I did include a QR code, which if you scan it will take you to the Tumbler page of the website, as well as on this one. I hid it small, but if somebody does ever scan that, it'll take them to the page. And I'll tell you, I get challenges with reds and blacks, and I believe that pressing the tumbler this way is alleviating any challenges I have. This is a black tumbler that I did. It came out fantastic. The black is completely black, and of course it's got to have the matching wifey. We'll talk in an upcoming video about how to make these bottoms. I think they add a great little touch. I'm still working on figuring out how to get it perfect, but that'll be in an upcoming video. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to the channel and join us for future videos on sublimation and more. Well, that's actually sublimation, so sublimation and more. Have a great day. Okay, people around here, they don't think I know what I'm doing. Trust me, I do.